Hi there, and welcome to this episode of Consciousness Motherfucking Empowerment. Here we go. Today, we're going to talk about the law of prosperity. Okay, this is chapter 2 of The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel. Shin. I have the collected works. Okay, so I have multiple books in here. This is one of the best books I've ever read in my life, honestly. One of the best, okay? Um, it's so powerful, but you have to understand a little bit about the Bible because they use a lot of the Bible verses to explain how to manifest, okay? Before we get started, I'm going to share 2 questions that you have to ask yourself before you move forward, okay? That is, number 1, are you ready to learn and apply? If you're not ready to learn and apply this information, do not watch this, okay? Number 2, I thought I had my lint roller around here. Anyway, I don't know where it went. Just came to mind right now. Number 2, are you ready to be the highest version of yourself, okay? The fearless version of yourself, okay? The one that goes after your dreams and is not limited by negative thoughts and limitations, okay? If you're ready to be the highest version of yourself, then let's get fucking started. If not, get out. Just get out and watch another video because this one's not gonna benefit you at all. And I want this to help you, okay? Okay, let's start with the beginning. The main idea that she's telling us is that our word is powerful, okay? And I'm gonna quote her because you can't get better than this. One of the greatest messages given to the race, which is humans, through the scriptures is that God is man's supply and that man can release through his spoken word all that belongs to him by divine right. He must, however, have perfect faith in his spoken word. Isaiah said, "My word shall not return unto me void, but shall accomplish that whereunto it is sent." We now know that words and thoughts are a tremendous vibratory force, ever molding man's body and affairs. Okay. The first time I read this book, I did not catch the vibratory force of ever molding man's body and affairs. Like maybe I was focused on other things like wealth, maybe like money or some other stuff, but I did not see that. What you say about your body, for example, the one that the quote that I like, have it over there. I can't see it right now, but it says, "I now let the divine plan express itself in my mind, body, and affairs." Okay. And that begins to change your body. It begins to change your affairs, and it purifies your mind to those divine thoughts. And here she talks about when there's a demonstration, things seem to go wrong for some reason. Like I think it's just like the negative ideas and the fears come up in your mind. So there's different ways. You could just keep on treating. She calls it treating, just keep on saying the affirmation. Or 2, have somebody who believes in you, who's not going to talk shit to you, come and give you that faith. Okay, we're going to go over a story on that next. Okay, so again, continue treating with the affirmations. Second, have somebody affirm it for you. Affirm that faith who believes, right? And somebody who's not going to break you down. So you got to find somebody like myself who's going to give you those treatments, okay? I see you with all your desires already because you have it in divine mind. Your desire, what you want, you have it. It's in your mind. It's in divine mind. It's already there. You have it now. Therefore, it will manifest. Okay, so let's talk about how not to do this, okay? Because I'm gonna go over a way she explained this, okay? Actually, we're gonna start from the positive, and then we'll do the last one, the fail story. Story number one that she shares, okay, is a woman who needed $3,000, okay? So she went to Florence Scovel Shin and she said, hey, I need $3,000. They're gonna sue me and I need it by this date. And then the date came and it was a Saturday. So Florence is like, you know what? You don't need the money right now because you cannot get sued on a weekend. So they're probably gonna bring, I think just, when suing means they're gonna, what's that word? If you know the word, comment below. Um, they give you like a paper from court, like here you have to show up to court for this amount of money. You got to pay us some way. You know the law has now intervened. Served. You have to get served. Okay. And so I think she's talking about that. And so you're not. She said you're not gonna get served this weekend. You're gonna get served on during the week. So I'm gonna keep on treating. She made an affirmation for her. Okay. Here it is. Oh, okay. So she was there on a Saturday with her. On that day that she called her, she sat with her during lunch. And they went to a restaurant. She said, don't economize. Spend as much as you want. Spend as much as you can. Because you already received the $3,000. Okay, you gotta act like it. Okay, she said this quote: "This is no time to economize. Order an expensive luncheon. Act as if you have already received the $3,000. All right, so she's not like penny pinching. Like I have it. I'm rich. Right, kind of coming from that perspective. So she calls the next day like, hey, I haven't received the money. And she ends up getting a visit from her uncle. And the uncle says like, hey, by any chance, how are your finances? And she says, oh, I know I need $3,000. And so, okay, I'll give you, just come to my office on Monday, which is, the day she's probably going to get sued. And what happens is that, oh, he said the first of the month. Okay, so it's probably like the I don't know when the first of the month will be for them. She doesn't say, but the next day, which is a Monday, he calls her and says, "Hey, come to my office and I'll give you the 3,000." So it wasn't. She didn't have to wait, and the reason this happened is because when she called Florence, Florence said, "Oh, don't worry, I'll keep on treating." So she made an affirmation, right? Because she's treating her lack and limitation. That's what she calls it, treating. So lack and limitation, a lot of the masters say, is an illness. Okay, it's a sickness of the mind. Lack, limitation, disease, being sick, not having love, all that stuff. Okay, it's a sickness of the mind. That's what some of the masters call it. Okay. Bob Proctor, my master, he called it ignorance. He created, I don't know if he created it, but he created the like a diagram where one side is knowledge, understanding, acceleration, creation, and manifestation. The other side is ignorance, fear, dis-ease, right? Depression, because you're not at ease. And then disintegration. You get sick, you get disintegrated, and you die. And you're most likely gonna have to come back again, because we all have a plan. We have a purpose to come here, and one of the purposes I believe is to learn how to manifest and manipulate the world. The physical matter. Use our mind, use our will and our imagination. Hold it, exercise it. You gotta exercise it so it can get stronger and stronger, and then manifest those beautiful things that we want in our life. And follow your heart. Not what other people tell you. Follow your heart. And I say, do the thing you fear Because when you do the thing you fear, fear goes away. Let's continue. So she said this quote, "Spirit is never too late. I give thanks she has received the money on the invisible plane and that it manifests on time." That was her treatment. She was saying, she made that affirmation. I don't know how many times. Maybe she just said it once because she was a master. So she truly had a true faith. Okay, you need faith in the words. You need true faith. You know, faith as small as a mustard seed is all you need. Okay, because faith is faith. And yeah, that's when she got the call. And now here's the story on failure. Okay. If one asks for success and prepares for failure, he will get the situation he has prepared for. For example, a man came to me asking to speak the word that a certain debt would be wiped out. I found he spent time planning what he would say to the man when he found out he did not pay his bills, thereby neutralizing my words. He should have seen himself paying the debt. Okay. And then she goes on to explain how we should prepare, because whatever you prepare for is what you're going to get. And here's the quote on faith that I want to share, because this is what you need to do. And we'll go over it. Quote, "Thus said the Lord, ye shall not see wind, neither shall ye see rain, yet make this valley full of ditches." Okay. These are some kings who consulted Elijah. He was another master. These are masters, okay? People who are helping you manifest, okay? Who have the faith, okay? And so they asked Elijah for water, and then they had to go dig ditches, okay? Because when you dig your ditches, you're showing active faith. If you are manifesting money, what are you going to spend on it? Start looking for the things that you want. Make a catalog of all the things that you're going to buy. Like, yeah, I'm going to buy this. Boom, 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 boom. Maybe even send in a quote for something, because you're going to buy it. You know, like if you want a car, go over there and buy it. You know, go over there and see it, talk to the people, get in it. You know, they don't know your income. So just go in there, like look at it. Oh, okay, I'm thinking about getting this car, da, da, da. And, you know, you're shopping. You're shopping because you know you have the money. You're acting as if you have the money. And it will come. Okay, the contrary to that, you know, maybe you want to lose weight, so you buy the clothing, the skinny clothing, so you can fit into it, and you know, start buying clothing for the gym. If you're not a gym rat yet, and I say that with all due respect, I don't know if anybody gets offended by being called a gym rat. I know people would say that, and in college, like, oh, he's a gym rat. Those are all gym rats. Those are all gym bros. They said it. Some people will say it in a negative connotation because they don't work out. But I digress. You prepare, and if you don't, if you're like somebody, if a doctor, this is why a lot of people go to doctors, they get sick and they pass away, because the doctor tells them, hey, we found this, and you know, it could get worse if you don't take care of it. And they're like, oh my God, the doctor said it's gonna get worse, da, da, da. And they start thinking about it's gonna get worse. So they're preparing, like, okay, let me write my will, because I'm gonna die. Let me start giving things away, start preparing to like give things away. You're preparing for death. Okay, that's how it fucking works. And that's why the Bible says, dig your ditches. Even though the sun is bright, even though the heat of the summer is hot, there are no clouds in sight. You dig your fucking ditches. You prepare for that shit. Why do you think I got the baddie to come over to my apartment to watch the game? I cleaned up my apartment, you know? I cleaned up my apartment. I had condoms, protection. You know, I took a shower, put some cologne. And even then, when she wasn't here yet, I would visualize myself just like, man, it even turned out better than I thought. For sure. So that's the story of failure, okay? She was trying to treat, but he was over here preparing, you know, for failure. Story number 2, okay? Apartment searching. So there's a lady who, and there's a lot of stories about manifesting and getting apartments from Florence and from Neville Goddard, because they're I guess in this time they were both in New York. And so in New York, it's hard to get apartments in a certain time. So she was trying to get an apartment. She couldn't get it. And so she spoke to Florence, and actually, no, she spoke these words. Her friends were like coming at her and like kind of like, hey, I'm sorry that you didn't get an apartment. You're gonna have to live in a hotel and put away all your stuff. And then she replies, put all your furniture in storage. So like, and she responds to them like this: "You needn't feel sorry for me. I am a Superman, and I'll get an apartment." She spoke the words. She spoke these words: "Infinite Spirit, open the way for the right apartment." Okay, you can do this as well. You can change it. Infinite Spirit, open the way for my right amount of money, my right amount of, or my right partner. Okay. Or success, my divine success. Infinite Spirit, open the way for my divine success. Open the way for my divine health, because it's perfect. Everything in divine is perfect. It's the realm of the ideal, as Tom McTrower would say. One with God is the majority. Quote, she writes this, quote, "She knew there was a supply for every demand and that she was on condition, working on the spiritual plane, and that one with God is a majority. She had contemplated buying new blankets when the tempter, the adverse thought of reasoning mind, suggested, don't buy the blankets. Perhaps, after all, you won't get an apartment and you'll have no use for them." So the tempter is like the negative thoughts. Like, you're not going to get why are you going to go buy blankets? You're not going to get the apartment. Like, that's the logical mind, right? Oh, because you're looking at the physical circumstance. So she promptly replied to herself, "I dig my ditches by buying the blankets." So she prepared for the apartment, acted as though she already had it. Okay. That sounds like something I would say verbatim, but that's Florence Scovel Shin's words. So she prepared for the apartment, acted as though she already had it. Okay. That's the practice of the quote that I had shared with you. "Thus said the Lord, ye shall not see wind, neither shall ye see rain, yet make the valley full of ditches." So she dug her ditches by going to buy blankets for the apartment. And then she found one, and she went ahead of over 200 other applicants to get an apartment. So she skipped the line of 200. So she was 201. She skipped the line and she got it. Her blankets showed active faith. Okay, just like the digging of the ditches, like I said in the earlier. And then here's a quote for manifesting. I want to share with you. "Man can only receive what he sees himself receiving," end quote. This is from Florence. "He has only land within his own mental vision." He has only land within his own mental vision. You could change this to a woman. She has only the land within her own mental vision. She has only the land within her own mental vision. So whatever you see in the mind, that's the only thing you're going to get. That's the only thing you're going to get. Okay. Before you call, I answer, is because you already have it in mind. Okay. You must affirm these affirmations when the negativity comes up. It's just like when she had her negative mind, or her rational mind, which turned negative on her and said, "Hey, well, you don't have the apartment. Why are you going to get blankets?" But she knows how to use the law. She knows and understands the universal laws. I like stretching my neck. It feels good. So coming back to this, she knows the laws, okay? So know that the logical mind will work that way, but you have to know and understand the law, the spiritual law, that everything's already done, so you already have it. And you got to work upon that by showing active faith, and you show active faith by digging your ditches, okay? And she talks about the Bible and how the negative thoughts, they're called the army of the aliens, okay? Which is also explained in the quote, "darkest before dawn," okay? So I'm gonna quote her. "Getting into the spiritual swing of things is no easy matter for the average person. The adverse thoughts of doubt and fear surge from the subconscious. They are the army of the aliens, which must be put to flight. This explains why it is so often darkest before the dawn." Okay. So that's the fear that be coming up. Okay. that be coming up. Okay. Look, I'm talking like this, vernacular, but I can also speak academically. I went to UCLA for 2 years. Okay, I'm just being myself. Okay. Um, so use affirmations to get out of that rut. Okay, over and over again. I like to do them like maybe 10 times, but usually by 5 times, the fifth time I already have it. So I just do 10, just as a rule, you know. But if you don't feel it at 10, you keep going. Okay. She writes this, quote, "This is the time when one must make his affirmations of truth repeatedly and rejoice and give thanks that he has already received. Before ye call, I shall answer. This means every good and perfect gift is already man's awaiting his recognition. Everything's already there. Your desire, it's already there. You just got to recognize it and hold it. And then repeat an affirmation that's going to help you get it." Okay. Like the quote, okay? Or the one that I just quoted right now for manifesting. He has only the land within his own mental vision. Man can only receive what he sees himself receiving. Okay. And there's a quote also. I don't like this one, so I'm not going to share it. She shares one. She does say this, okay? Quote, "The one who knows spiritual law is undisturbed by appearance and rejoices while he is yet in captivity." Okay. I don't think she made a good comparison, but this is talking about circumstance. You hold on to your vision and you stay positive. You don't let the negativity or the circumstance impact you, and you continue moving with active faith. She writes this: "The children of Israel, when they reached the promised land, were afraid to go in, for they said it was filled with giants who made them feel like grasshoppers. And there we saw the giants, and we were in our own sights as grasshoppers." This is almost every man's experience. So this is kind of the circumstances they got. She's talking about people getting scared of the circumstance. Okay, the Bible we must not read literally. It is an analogy. Okay, it is when we read it literally, we do not get the mystical meanings of them. I was able to understand the mystical meanings of them because I read the whole fucking New Testament. I read the whole fucking thing. Okay, and I had hours. I was incarcerated. I was in a cell, so I had hours to myself, and I would read it. And then I was reading other books on spirituality, Reign of Gold by Victor Villaseñor, and there was something about being positive and being a good person that is the essence of success and manifesting your best life. That's the essence, the goodness. It's the essence, and I got that. Okay. I just wanted to be good. I didn't want to be a bad person because I knew that bad things that you do in life come back to you. We're going to talk about how we could get rid of that negative karma because she talks about this, okay? She talks about how getting rid of that because everything's perfect in divine mind, okay? But even then, you don't want that because it torments you. When you do something bad, it'll torment you until you release it. And if you don't know how to release it, you're going to be tormented. Okay, so I'm going to share how to release that right now. One, you forgive yourself, okay? You forgive yourself. You say, Miguel, or your name, right? "I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you." Or you can see the person that maybe you've harmed. You just tell them, "Hey, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you." And see yourself hugging them mentally. And you've cleared it. And I'm going to share a quote that she has. I don't have it right now on the top of my mind, so I don't want to say it. If I get it right now, I'll share it. Give me a second. Let me tap into source. Okay. "I am under grace and not under karmic law." Under grace meaning divine plan. I am under the divine plan. Or you can say, "I am under the divine plan and not under karmic law. Because karmic law is within the circumstance, okay? I am under divine plan and not under karmic law. Because divine plan is heaven on earth, okay? Where everything is perfect. So use whichever one that you like. And here's the last story. This one's gonna go 30 minutes. Man with no faith, but still manifested. Okay. So there's a man who was supposed to get a loan, but the bank didn't give him the loan, and he had to go to a bank. He said Florence told him to go again. And okay, so he was angry. When you're angry, you don't get what you want because you're creating more angry situations. You get me? Whatever vibration you're on, you're gonna get. Okay. So she says something to this effect. I suppose you lost your temper while at the bank, therefore your power. You can control any situation if you first control yourself. Got it? And so she treated him. So he went back to the bank and she made this affirmation, linking with him and the divine mind, because whatever you say links with other people and the divine mind. So right here, she knows that this is what he wants, but he's just sick or ignorant, okay? Bob Proctor will say he's ignorant. Thomas Trower will say he's ignorant. She will say he's sick. I'm more on the Bob Proctor and Thomas Trower's side. He's ignorant of the laws, so she's treating for him, and she says, you are identified in love with the spirit of everyone connected with the bank. Let the divine idea come out of this situation. And the divine idea is abundance. Of course he's going to get it. If it wasn't from that bank, it was from another. Okay? And so he was all worried, saying the bank closes at 12. I only get there at 10. And then not going to be enough time. Like, bro, you have 2 hours, bro. But negativity. It's a pattern. So, she's all complaining. He's all complaining, being a little bitch about it, because that's the way he is. He's a habitual bitch. And so she goes on and tells him, he's complaining about the time and then he's not going to get there, and then he got denied. So many things. Just had a rapid clip. And so she replies to him and goes, God doesn't need any time, and it's never too late. With him, all things are possible. I added, I don't know anything about business, but I know all about God. He replied, it all sounds fine when I sit here listening to you, but when I go out, it's terrible. His habitual mindset. Thoughts turn to habits, habits turn to actions, actions turn to results, okay? So thoughts turn to beliefs, beliefs turn to actions, actions turn to results, results turn to your character, character turns into your destiny. So I commend you for being here and learning this information. It's going to change your life. You're going to live life the best. Every single second of your life, you're going to live in joy, okay? Presently. And whenever you do come off, you're going to come back, okay? The contrast gives you even more joy, okay? More joy, more presence. And so he goes, gets there 10 minutes before on the day of. It was on a Saturday, and then he gets it. Okay, so I'm gonna share this quote. It is very, very, very important to what we're doing here. He needed someone to help him hold the vision. This is what one man can do for another. Quote, he needed someone to help him hold to the vision. This is what one can do for another. Okay. The friend or healer, quote unquote, sees clearly the success, health, or prosperity and never wavers. But he is not because he is not close to the situation. So he's not attached. That's why a healer or somebody can help you. And Jesus Christ said this in the Bible, and he's quoted, quote, "If two of you shall agree on earth as touching anything that they shall ask, it shall be done for them of my Father which is in heaven." It shall be done for them of my Father which is in heaven. End quote. One gets too close to his own affairs and becomes doubtful and fearful. The friend or healer sees clearly the success, health, or prosperity and never wavers because he is not close to the situation. On. A keen observer of life once said, "No man can fail if someone let me say it again. Quote, "No man can fail if person sees him successful." End quote. That's literally what it says. No man can fail if person sees him successful. Okay, now I see how it is. It's just my grammar and my Spanish mind kind of came in here. Like, it's kind of like, it doesn't make sense, but it does make sense. No man can fail if person sees him successful. If person sees him successful. Continuing. Such is the power of the vision, and many a great man has owed his success to a wife or sister or a friend who believed in him and held without wavering to the perfect pattern. End quote. Wow. This is why people who are positive and support you are very, very, very invaluable. Now I understand. I understand why men get married to the right partner, somebody who's positive and supports them for those times that they may digress from their desire, their goal, their dream. I get it now. And I get it. So I hope you like this one. Create those affirmations for yourself. Get this book. I believe it's down below in the description. It's in one of the books and the resources. Okay. So is the Thomas Troward one, I believe. It's in the resources all the way down. Oh my God, that was profound. I'm in like awe right now. I hope you like this one. Okay, if this resonated with you, make sure to comment whatever you want to comment, like this video if you liked it. It's gonna help you if you want to look back at your liked videos. You can find it there or save it into a playlist, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed and you feel like subscribing. If you don't, it's fine. Okay, I love you either way. Until next time, peace.